Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You know, if you appeal to basic common knowledge within politics, everybody will tell you that abortion's a losing issue for the right. Full-on outright restrictions, like banning the process, obviously, has proven to be unpopular democratically. Look, you might take offense by that, but it's really just the truth. And you know, basically since 2022, it's been a tough issue for the Republican Party. They've been trying to navigate it the best that they can, how to protect life while also not just surrendering elections to the Democrats. It's a tough tightrope to walk on, and like I said, it's perceived as a losing issue for the right, but for some reason, every time it comes to an actual debate or discussion, well, I gotta say my perspective tends to change a little bit. You know, maybe this shouldn't be a losing issue, because the left's argument is so patently insane, it makes me question, how are they winning on this issue? I got a Charlie Kirk clip to show you guys. This video is spreading all over X under the premise that Charlie Kirk got destroyed. I mean, literally. Leftoids are trying to promote the clip that I'm about to show you guys as if Charlie Kirk took the L. It's an unbelievable premise. Just wait until you see the actual debate. Let's have a conversation about it. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so I think I pretty much laid out the context here. Just take a look at this interaction.
Okay, what's your name?
Naima.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, can I just ask, at how many weeks do you think that a fetus is viable?
Well, viability and moral worth are two different things.
No, but I'm asking you, at how many weeks do you think a fetus is viable?
Well, at about 20 weeks, a baby can survive outside of utero.
So it's actually 24 to 26
weeks? Well, it's 20. The youngest ever in a NICU unit actually happened in San Diego, not far from here, and survived at 20 weeks.
Okay, so under Roe v. Wade, 93% of abortions happened in the first 13 weeks of pregnancy. That's 93% of the abortions happened well before a fetus is technically viable as a form of life.
Let's go into viability. So what is it about, let's say, a 6-week baby that has a heartbeat, its own DNA, fingerprint, brain waves, that is less moral worth than an 88-year-old right now with dementia in a home down the street? That person requires assistance, requires help. Why is it that the 6-week baby is of less moral worth?
Well, first of all, it's not a baby, it's a fetus.
Well, what does fetus mean?
A fetus is in utero.
What does fetus mean in Latin?
What the I'm sorry, is this a language class?
It means little human being. What species is the fetus?
The fetus is not a species yet. It's technically classified as a parasite until it is viable.
So,
no, I want to talk to you about something very quickly.
I can't let you get past that. Are you saying a baby is a disease or a tumor?
A parasite is not a disease and a tumor. Those are not the same thing. A parasite is defined as something that cannot survive outside of its host. A baby, before it is viable, cannot survive outside of a woman's womb.
Got it. So let's extrapolate that.
It is not a living organism.
Are old people with Alzheimer's and dementia that are being assisted every day, are they parasites?
No, they're not parasites. They're human beings who are on the brink of death.
Got it. So my 4-month-old that requires mom's breast milk and requires daily changes and feedings cannot survive without its own. Is my 4-month-old a parasite?
Your baby can breathe on its own. Your baby can drink water from its mouth to its stomach.
But it cannot.
Your baby can eat
it hunt?
food.
Can it gather? Can it reason?
But that's not what qualifies something as being a living organism. Being a living organism simply means, can you survive outside of a womb, outside of your host?
Got it. So I just want to make sure I'm clear. Why does that then equate to moral viability?
It equates to scientific viability.
Why? Under what standard?
Because it is not alive, and you are advocating for the rights of something that is not technically a life.
Got it. So what is it something
while
that has
sacrificing the needs of the human woman who is alive.
Got it. So, but a mom can survive.
Yes.
Without the baby in her. Right?
Yes.
The baby cannot survive without the mom.
Yes.
But a mom cannot survive without her lungs. So it's not her body, it's in her body. It's not her DNA, so it's not her choice. So it's
It actually is directly her DNA.
It
is 100%. It's 50% of her DNA.
Half her DNA.
You know, I guess it's more reason why the left constantly refuses to debate. This right here is the reason. They do great in the cultural sphere. Hashtag protect women's rights. You know, they're great at sloganeering and creating these vapid, empty political movements that are totally artificial bubbles. That's how they get people on board, but actually winning in the domain of debate, winning on an intellectual basis on the ideas, the left doesn't do that. Their argument here is that a fetus is a parasite, therefore it doesn't deserve rights and women should just be able to end that life. Because it's just inconvenient timing. You know, it's totally absurd. It feels sociopathic, and it's built on a totally ridiculous premise. The comparison of a fetus to a parasite is deeply flawed, both biologically and morally. Parasites are organisms that live at the expense of their host, often causing harm without offering any actual benefit in return. A fetus, on the other hand, is a developing human being with its own unique genetic identity. It's growing within the mother's womb. It's a relationship rooted in natural human biology. It's a symbiotic relationship between mother and child. The fetus is an incubated life that's slowly growing and preparing for life outside of the womb. Unlike a parasite, the fetus is not an external invader. It's just the natural outcome of human reproduction. To equate a developing human life to a parasitic entity is to fundamentally misunderstand both science and ethics. Frankly, I find it reflects a deeply cynical worldview that devalues human life, and of course the inherent bond between a mother and her child. Those who make such arguments often do so to dehumanize the unborn, reducing them to mere biological inconveniences. The leftoid says, well, it's science. The fetus is basically a parasite. There's nothing scientific about that outlook. There's a different word. It's not science, it's called selfish. The dehumanization of a fetus is not only scientifically inaccurate, but also morally abhorrent, suggesting that life only has value when it's deemed convenient or desirable by others. I mean, if you think about it, this view strips away the inherent dignity of human existence, reducing life to a mere commodity that can be dismissed or terminated based on an individual's arbitrary judgment. Oh, I don't feel like it. I would rather continue to party and be able to spend all my extra income on bottle service, Starbucks, and living my lavish city lifestyle than be held responsible for my actions. That's what they're telling you. You know, there's no actual sound argument. Everything is some sort of twisted manipulation or some sort of bogus justification. Well, the majority, over 90% of abortions happen within the first trimester. What does that mean? Because it's not happening often in the second and third trimester, it should be legal? That's frankly the most idiotic argument I've ever heard. You know, the left should just be honest. They have a utilitarian view on the subject. They try to make these arguments that, oh, well, it's not actually happening, but then they admit, well, it is happening, just not that much, therefore it doesn't matter. You know, just stop. Stop with all the BS logical gymnastics and just admit the truth. You want the right to be able to have all the fun that you want, do whatever it is that you want without the consequences. You want the ultimate reset button. That's what leftists want. They want to keep living their hedonistic, pleasure-seeking lifestyles, sucking from the earth, taking, and never actually giving back. Just admit it. You know, the way I think about it, the only real parasite here are these selfish liberals with this dark, careless ideology. They're the ones who just want to take and never give. They want to take your tax dollars because they shouldn't have to work. They want to take your tax dollars so they can go to school and not have to pay for it. They can take your tax dollars to get free healthcare while you pay for it, and they want your tax dollars to be able to continue living this party lifestyle without any consequences, and they want you to pay for it, and they claim that is their right. It's absurd, and if people had their heads screwed on straight these days, there's no way the left would win on this issue on the actual merits. Their arguments are straight up trash. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.